Today I'm showing you how to crochet this super cute striped ear flap hat with cat ears. This pattern is actually beginner friendly because it doesn't involve any complicated stitches. It only uses double crochets and single crochets. If you're super fast, you can probably finish this hat in one day, but for most people it'll probably take 3 to 5 days. The structure is pretty easy as well. So you start from the back of the hat, make a fan shape. So you increase like this to make it bigger, and you work to the front, the ribbing and the straps, and then you make the ears and attach them onto the hat. I'll show you how to do all that. By the way, for this project, I recommend you to use the same yarn weight as I do. You could use a slightly different weight if you really want to, but you'll need to make adjustments to make it the same size as this one I made. If that's what you want, that's totally fine, but if you're a beginner making a hat like this for the first time, use the same weight. And just in case you don't understand the word weight, it just means the thickness of the yarn. So these are the yarns I'm going to use. These are 8 ply, which is basically weight 3. This one is Antique Rose. The other one doesn't have a name, but I'll just call it Light Pink. And this yarn calls for a 4mm crochet hook, and that's what I'm gonna be using. Apart from these two, I'll also need a fluffy yarn for the outline of the ears, but I'm not going to use too much of it, and this is the brand I'm going to use for that. And this fluffy yarn is not necessary either. You only need it if you want this kind of effect. So I start with the rose color, make a magic ring. So I'm going to place my yarn like this, wrap this yarn, twist it to create a loop, insert my hook in the loop, wrap this yarn, pull it up, then yarn over, chain 1. If you need the actual tutorial for this, you can have a look here. The demonstration is much slower there. I'm going to make double crochets in this ring. The first double crochet, I make it differently. So instead of a chain 3, which doesn't really look like a double crochet, I'm going to make 2 single crochets stacked up together as the first double crochet, which mimics the double crochet better. So first, I'm going to insert my hook in this ring like that, yarn over, pull yarn up, then yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 2 vertical loops. In the left vertical one, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through 1 loop only. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the first double crochet. I'm going to mark it. So I'll place the stitch marker in the top 2 loops like this. Okay, then I'm gonna begin working normal double crochets. To work a normal double crochet, yarn over first, then insert your hook in the ring, pull yarn up, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 first, then yarn over, pull through 2. So again, yarn over, insert your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull it up, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 3 double crochets. I'm going to continue working until like 10 double crochets in total. Okay, so here I've got 9 stitches. This marked one is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna work 1 more double crochet in here, but I'll need to change color for the next row in this stitch. So I'm still going to begin my double crochet as usual. So yarn over, insert, pull yarn up. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops only once. So yarn over, pull through 2, leaving 2 loops on my hook like that. And now I'm going to change color. So get the other color and use that color to yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, I'm going to begin the first stitch first before I close the ring because I don't want this stitch to get loose. So I'll just turn my work first. So that color is the first stitch. In this first stitch, I'm going to work the special double crochet again. So I just insert my hook in the top 2 loops, yarn over, pull yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 to make a single crochet. And then in the left vertical loop, I insert my hook again, yarn over, pull yarn through this one loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first double crochet of row 2. I'll mark it again. So I just place a stitch marker in the top 2 loops again like that. Okay, now I'm going to grab this short tail of the rose color and pull the yarn to close this loop. Like that. And this long one, I'm going to connect it with this. I don't need it from this end anymore. I'll cut it first and then tie this together. So that's what I'm going to do every time I change color. Okay, so for this next row, I'm going to work 2 double crochets in each stitch. That is the first double crochet in the first stitch. In the same stitch, I'm going to work a normal double crochet. So yarn over, insert in the same stitch here, in the top 2 loops. Pull yarn up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then in the next stitch, I work 2 normal double crochets in there. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then do it again in the same stitch here. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So I'll work 2 double crochets in every stitch here. And because for the first row, I have 10 stitches and I'm doubling every stitch this row, I'm going to end up with 20 double crochets. Okay, now I've worked 2 double crochets in every stitch except for the last one. I should have 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 2 more in the last stitch. And this is why we use the stitch marker. It marks the last stitch. So these top 2 loops. So in the last stitch, 2 double crochets as well. But you'll need to change color in the last one. So finish the first double crochet, take out this stitch marker, make another one in the same stitch, but you only yarn over and pull through 2 once, leaving 2 loops on your hook. And now I'm going to change color again. So use the rose color to finish this stitch. Now I can cut this yarn. I tie these together. Okay, and then I'll begin the next row, row 3. I'm going to turn my work directly, and in the very first stitch, I'm going to insert my hook and make that special double crochet. So that's a single crochet first, and then in the left vertical loop, make another single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And then I'll mark the top 2 loops of the stitch. So for this row, we're going to work 1 double crochet in one stitch and then 2 double crochets in the next, and then repeat. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. So the first stitch we already have a stitch in it. The next stitch, I'm going to work 2 double crochets. So yarn over, insert my hook, make a double crochet, and then make a second one in the same stitch. So that's the first 1, 2, and then 1, 2 again. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next. So you're going to continue this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way here to the end of the row. In the last stitch, which is marked, you should work 2 double crochets. Now I've got 1 stitch in the stitch before the last stitch, and that's the last stitch, so 2 double crochets in it. The first one, and then last one, change color again. So I'm just going to change color like this every row. So the last stitch, insert my hook, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2. And then change color again. And that includes cutting this yarn and tying these 2 together. Okay, and then I turn my work. Again, I'm going to begin with a special double crochet as the first double crochet. So insert your hook in the very first stitch again, pull the yarn up, single crochet, and then in the left vertical loop, another single crochet, mark the stitch. So in the first stitch, I made a double crochet. I'm going to make 1 in the next stitch, and then in the third stitch, I'm going to make 2 double crochets. So 1, and then another double crochet in the same stitch here. So that is the pattern for this row. That is 1, 1, 2. So we're going to repeat this pattern again. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the stitch after. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Continue doing this all the way to the end of the row, and then again, this is your last stitch. In this stitch, you should work 2 double crochets in it, but the second double crochet, you need to change color to this one again. So I'll meet you back after I've done that. The pattern for the next row is 1, 1, 1, and then 2. So 3 ones. I'll begin with the special double crochet as the first stitch, So that's one, and then one double crochet in the next stitch, one double crochet in the next, and then two double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 1 1 2. Continue repeating this pattern all the way to the end of the row, and again in the last stitch work 2 double crochets and then change to the rose color in the second double crochet. Okay, I've changed to this color. The pattern for the next row is 1 1 1 2 1. It ends with 1. So again 1 1 1 2 1. The first stitch is the special double crochet, so that's 1. Next stitch, 1 double crochet in that stitch. Next stitch, 1 double crochet in that stitch again. So 1 1 1, and then the next stitch, 2 double crochets in that stitch. And then I have one last stitch to work, so 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So that's the pattern for this row, 1 1 1 2 1. The reason why I didn't place this increase in the last stitch is because I want this increase to be away from the increases from the last row. So I have one increase here, 2 stitches in one stitch, and then I have one here. And I want that increase to be there. That's why I didn't end with the 2. So 1 1 1 2 1, and then you're going to continue doing that pattern 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 1 all the way to the end of the row. And then in the last stitch, which is marked, you're going to work 1 double crochet in this, and you're going to change color in that double crochet, change back to this rose color. So the pattern for the next row is 1 double crochet in each of the first 4 stitches, then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, ending with 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So that's 1 1 1 1 2 1. So that's row 7. Finish this row, change color in the last stitch, and the pattern for row 8 is 1 1 1 1 1 2 1. So 5 ones at the beginning. So start with 5 ones. That's 1 double crochet in each of the first 5 stitches. And then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, ending with 1 double crochet in the next. So that is the pattern. 1 1 1 1 1, then 2 1. So continue working following this pattern, and this is going to be the last increase row. So I finished row 8. Now this circle measures about 8.5 inches in diameter, and that is about 22 centimeters. So this is where I stop. So I already switched color. I'm still going to change color every round. The only difference is from the next row, I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch. So there's no increases like this anymore, just 1 double crochet in each stitch. And I'm going to work 5 or 6 rows like this. I haven't decided on that yet, but I'll just work regular rows back and forth like that, changing color every row, and then I'll come back and tell you what I've done. So I actually did 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it looks like this. I'm going to make the ribbing now. So you're gonna switch color here. Then I'm going to chain 11. Number 11. And then in the second chain from the hook, I'm going to insert in the back bump here. Insert my hook. And then make a single crochet. And then I'll mark the top 2 loops. So that's the first single crochet. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make 1 single crochet in the back bump of every stitch. And I should have 10 single crochets in total. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One last stitch here. This is number 10. And then I'm going to turn my work like that. I'm going to slip stitch this row in the next stitch. So that's the first one, that's the second stitch. I'll go in both loops, yarn over, pull yarn up, and then pull that loop through the second one. That's a slip stitch. And then I'll slip stitch in the next stitch to start the next row. I'll turn like that, and then I'll directly work into the first stitch, first single crochet here. So if you count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the first single crochet. I'm going to insert in the back loop of that stitch, pull yarn up, and then single crochet. And then I'll work 1 single crochet in the back loop of each stitch, 10 single crochets in total, all the way to this last stitch, which is marked. Okay, last stitch here in the back loop only. And then I'll chain 1, turn my work, begin the next row. Starting from the very first single crochet here, insert in the back loop, single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the back loop of each stitch. Again, 10 single crochets. So we're just gonna have 10 single crochets for every row. And then when you finish your last single crochet, you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch on this edge again to attach this row. And then you repeat what we did before. To start the next row, again you slip stitch in the next stitch. So every time you come back to this edge, you're going to slip stitch twice. One in the next stitch and then again one more in the next stitch, and then you turn your work, starting from the very first single crochet, insert in the back loop, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop only. I forgot to mark this very first stitch, but just remember you have 10 stitches for each row, and then after that you're going to chain 1 and turn, starting from the first single crochet, back loop only again, 10 single crochets, and then go to this edge, slip stitch in the next stitch, and then slip stitch again, do 2 slip stitches again every time you come to this edge. So you're just gonna work back and forth like that along this edge. This is gonna take me some time. I'll see you back here. So this is the last row. I'm going to make a single crochet in the last stitch here. So when I finish this row, I actually have 1 last stitch here, but I want to continue working along this edge, work these yarn threads in the stitches. So instead of slip stitching here, I'm going to continue working along this edge. I'm going to work 2 single crochets for every row. So 2 single crochets here, 2 single crochets here, and so on. So I'm going to insert in here first, make a single crochet, and then I start working 2 single crochets for every row. So I'm going to insert in the 2 loops here, single crochet, 1, and then 2 here, insert, single crochet, insert here, and to work these 2 yarn tails in my stitches, I need to make sure they are on my hook like that, and then single crochet, next row 2 stitches here, insert, make sure your yarns are on your hook, single crochet. So you're just going to continue doing this, working 2 single crochets for every row along this edge. But before you reach too far, the 4 rows here, I'm gonna sew them up. So you join the 4 rows together like that, and then you work the single crochet all the way here, and then continue like that. You should have already left some length here. You're gonna use this yarn, pull it tight first, make sure you close this, and get it on your yarn needle. With all these tails on the wrong side, you're gonna sew this together. You can tell pretty easily which is the wrong side. So this would be the wrong side, which is the inside of the hat, and that's the right side. So I have my right side facing me right now. I'm just gonna sew 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 rows together like that. And when I sew it together, I can use a whip stitch, so you just go in the 2 loops on the very edge. And do that. Okay, so that's 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to fasten off this one, I'm going to tie it with a tail here. You just tie them together like that. And then after that, I can continue with this edge. So when you reach 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth row, that is the second single crochet for this row. I'm going to work one stitch in the middle and then continue from the fifth row here. The one stitch in the middle here. And then starting from row 5 over here, the rows 1, I'm going to continue working 2 single crochets for each row, and I'll still be carrying all the yarn tails along the edge. That's 2 single crochets for this row, and then I'm back at the ribbing. So I'm going to continue working from here back and forth like that to make a long strap. And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna decrease on this side. So the strap gets thinner and thinner, and I'm gonna do one decrease every 4 rows. I'm gonna finish this row first, and then I'll begin the strap. So this is actually the beginning chain. If I count from this end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the first stitch I should work into. So I just insert my hook in the top 2 loops. I can carry this yarn for a few more stitches, make a single crochet, and then I can drop them. Next stitch, insert in the top 2 loops, and single crochet like that. Okay, now I'm going to begin the strap. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. From the very first stitch, insert in the back loop, single crochet. So I'm going to work 8 single crochets first. Now I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to work a single crochet 2 together over the last 2 stitches. So to work a single crochet 2 together, you're going to insert in the back loop of the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then insert in the back loop of the stitch after, pull up one more loop, 3 loops on your hook, turn over, pull through all 3. So that's one decrease, and that's a decrease row. And after every decrease row, I'm going to work 3 normal back loop single crochet rows. I should have 9 stitches for the next 3 rows. Okay, so after 4 rows, the next row I'm going to decrease again. So chain 1 and turn. I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch to the last 2 stitches. So now I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to do the single crochet 2 together again. So insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then in the last stitch, pull up one more loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then after that, 3 normal rows, 1 single crochet in the back loop of each stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And then after 3 normal rows, you're going to decrease again. The chain 1, turn. The decrease still happens over the last 2 stitches. So just one single crochet in each stitch to the last 2 stitches. And then you're going to single crochet 2 together again at the end of the row. And then 3 normal rows, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to continue decreasing like this every 4 rows. I decreased to 2 stitches and then worked 3 rows like that. And then chain 1 and turn. I'm gonna directly work a single crochet 2 together over these 2 stitches. And then I chain 1 and turn. So now I only have this 1 stitch for every row. So from here, I'm gonna continue working this 1 stitch. So I kept working like that until this part measures about 13 inches. And then I chain 1, cut this yarn, and then pull it through. And I'll cut this one really short, like that. So for the other strap, we're going to attach our yarn in this corner. So make a slip knot first. Insert our hook in both loops of this first stitch. Pull this loop through and chain 1. So now I have this short yarn tail. I want to work it in my stitches. Insert in the same stitch I attached my yarn to in both loops. And make sure this short yarn tail is on your hook. Make a single crochet. Next stitch, both loops. Put this yarn over, single crochet again. So do that for the first 8 stitches. And over the next 2 stitches, I'm gonna make a single crochet 2 together again. Insert in both loops. Carry this yarn, pull up a loop. Next stitch, insert. Carry this yarn again, pull up another loop. And then yarn over, pull through 3. So that's the first decrease row. Then chain 1 and turn. Work 3 normal back loop only single crochet rows. So back and forth like that, 1, 2, 3. And then after these 4 rows, the next row you're going to decrease again. So just like the other strap. And remember, from the next row, you're going to work in the back loop only. So from here, the pattern is exactly the same as the other strap. You can rewind to this part if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish this strap. Alright, I finished the other strap, and I have these yarn tails I need to fasten off. But because most of them are on the wrong side, I just cut them directly. You can do this all together after you attach the ears as well. So this is one of the ears. This is the light pink color, and that is the mohair yarn I showed you before. So we'll start with this color. So I'm going to start with a slip knot first. So create a loop like this and pull this yarn like that. Now you have a loop. Insert your hook and then chain 3. So to make a chain, you just yarn over like that and pull it through the loop on your hook. 1, 2, and 3. Now, in the second loop from the hook, you're going to turn your work like that, find its back loop, insert your hook in that loop, yarn over, pull yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you have 2 vertical loops. In the left vertical loop, insert your hook, yarn over, pull that yarn through the left vertical loop, so it's just that one loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 again. So now you see we have 2 chains here, 1, 2. I'm going to place a stitch marker in each of them. So the second one here, because later I'm going to come back and work in these 2 stitches. Now I have this back loop left. I'm going to make a double crochet in it. If I just work a normal double crochet in it, as you can see, I have this gap, and you can kind of see it in this ear. So instead of yarning over to prepare for the double crochet, I'm going to insert in a space here and pull up a loop. And then I'll insert in this back bump, yarn over and pull up one more loop. So now I still have 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This row, you can see it as row 1. We have 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3 are marked. And then the next row, I'm going to start to increase. So it's like a triangle like this. So the first stitch of every row, I'm going to make that special double crochet like this. So I'll just turn directly. In this stitch, insert in both loops and make a single crochet. And then in the left vertical loop, insert my hook, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll mark this first stitch. So that's the first stitch. In the same stitch, I'm going to work a normal double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch here, and pull that yarn up, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then the next stitch is marked. In this stitch, work 1 double crochet. So in the top 2 loops again, 1 double crochet there. And the last stitch is marked as well. In that stitch, work 2 double crochets. So that's the first one. And then another one in the same stitch here. So that's row 2. Row 3, I'll do the same thing. I'll work 2 double crochets in the first stitch and 2 double crochets in the last stitch, but the stitches in between, I'll just work 1 double crochet in each of them. And the first stitch of the 2 double crochets here, I'll make it using this special double crochet. So I just turn my work, insert my hook, pull yarn up, make a single crochet first, and then insert my hook again in the left vertical loop, pull yarn through, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the first stitch. And the second stitch in this stitch, which is a normal double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each of these, all in the top 2 loops. and then in the last stitch 2 double crochets. So that row I have 7 stitches, the row before 5 stitches. So I'll continue, I'll work 2 more rows like that. So it's the same pattern, 2 double crochets in the first stitch, 2 double crochets in the last stitch, and all the stitches in between, 1 double crochet in each of them. And the first double crochet is always the special one. So I'll continue doing this and work the next 2 rows, and I'll see you back here. Okay, so row 5, 2 double crochets in the last stitch, and this row has 11 stitches. I'll mark the first one. Okay, before I work this color, I need to make sure this edge looks neat, because if I just work this color along this edge, it's not gonna look like that. So I'll still need to work stitches along these 2 edges first, and I'll use single crochets for that. So we have 5 rows. Basically, I'll work 2 single crochets for every row. First, I'm gonna chain 1, and 2 single crochets for this row. I'll mark the first stitch. Two single crochets for the next. So I'll continue working like this. For the first edge, I should have end stitches because I have 5 rows. So like that. And now I get to the very top of the triangle. In this space, I'm gonna work 3 single crochets. So 1. I'm gonna start hiding this yarn in my stitches. So put it over your hook. That's the second one. 1 more in the same stitch. So number 3. Okay, now we get to this edge. I'm going to do the same thing. 2 single crochets for every row. 5 rows, 10 single crochets. And as I'm working, I'll make sure to carry this yarn tail in my stitches still. Okay, 2 stitches for the last row. That's the first one. The second one, I'll work in this marked stitch. So it has a nice corner here. And this short tail, I can cut it. This is for sewing the ears later. And I'll cut the yarn, pull this through. I'll switch to this color, this mohair yarn. Go back to the first stitch, attach my yarn here. So make a slip knot again for it to have a nice corner. Instead of the first stitch, I'm gonna insert in the chain 1, which is the chain just right before that. It's gonna be a little tricky, but you just take your time. So insert in both of the loops. Grab this yarn and pull it through. and then you chain 1. Now in the first stitch that is marked, I'm going to make a single crochet carrying this short yarn tail. So insert in the first stitch, insert in both of the top 2 loops, and carrying this yarn, start making single crochets. That's the first stitch. So just make single crochets like this along this edge, 1 single crochet in each stitch. And when you reach the stitch at this very corner, work 3 single crochets in it. Because this is a corner, we need to have more stitches. And continue working the single crochets, 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I finished this edge, but it didn't reach the corner, so I'll work 1 more single crochet in this very corner here. So like that. And the last row here, as you can see, it looks a bit different. This is reverse single crochet. So it's still single crochets, but I'm making it in the opposite direction. So as you can see, usually you work your single crochets from right to left. Now I'm not going to turn, but I work my stitches from left to right now. If you find it difficult to do, you can just work another single crochet row. So when you reach here, you're just gonna chain 1 and turn and single crochet all the way back. But this one has a little ridge here that looks nice. So this is what you do. You still chain 1. Now I'm gonna insert in the top 2 loops of the first stitch, but not like that, but from the opposite direction, like that. You're gonna grab this yarn, pull it up, 2 loops, then a yarn over, pull through 2. And then the next stitch is here. Again, instead of inserting like that, I'll insert in the opposite direction like that. And then I'll yarn over, pull it up again, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then you're just gonna continue doing that. Next stitch, insert like this, pull yarn up, and yarn over, chain 2. Next stitch, yarn over, pull yarn through, and yarn over, chain 2. And when you reach the top, you're not going to increase. So it's literally just 1 reversed single crochet in each stitch. So you work like that all the way to the last stitch. And then chain 1, fasten off. Now the ears are done. You can sew them on your hat now. So for this, you'll need to put on your hat and just use stitch markers to see which row is best to place your ears onto. So I marked both of my ears. That's the center. This one is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, row 6, 5 stitches away from the center. And that one is sitting on row 4, and that is about 15 stitches from the center. And that one is just something in between. And as you can see, these 2 points are not parallel to the stripes. They're more like leaning towards the center. So you mark your ears like that. Now I'm going to use this yarn to sew the ears onto the hat. So as you can see, this edge has 2 loops here. What I'm going to do is go in the stitches of the hat and come out, and then go in the stitches on this side here, and then come out of one loop like that. That's for the back side. So through the stitches of the hat, and I go through the stitches on the very edge first. So that's the back side of the ear. Now I'm at the front. I'll do the same thing for these loops at the front. So after that, I'm gonna get my yarn to the wrong side and fasten off. And to fasten it off, I just go in a stitch, tie a knot, and cut it. So go ahead and attach the other ear, and then this hat is done.